Right, families of the 3 police constables whose bodies were retrieved earlier this week from the Hennops River in Centurion say they will travel back to Pretoria to collect the remains of their loved ones. SABC News reporter Kamogelo Sekwi is in Bloemfontein and joins us now live. Kamogelo, of course, earlier on you attended that mass memorial service or prayer service, I would rather say, of the family members, and you had an opportunity to speak to them as the retrieval of the car was also taking place in Pretoria, in Centurion rather. Talk to us about what the family is saying and how are they doing and how they're feeling at this point in time.
Well, Unati, as I did mention earlier on, indeed the families were part of this prayer session that was held during the day at the Hoffman Square. We saw scores of people coming in to give comfort to the families that have lost their loved ones. I actually want to bring in the uncle to Constable Linda, Sipho Linda, just to talk to us about their reaction to now the latest, which is that the vehicle that was found in the Hennops River has been confirmed through the chassis number that it is the vehicle that your nephew, Constable Cebekulu, and his colleagues were traveling in. What is your initial reaction?
Thank you very much. We want to thank the National Commissioner, all the brigadiers, everybody who was involved in the search of the car. We're happy that eventually the car has been found. And people must forgive us for, having our own beliefs or ideas about what really happened there. But in the absence of all the information that led to us believing that the car was really in the river, we could not believe that. But now that they have found the car, we want to applaud them and say thank you very much for a job well done. At least we know now what happened, and we have found the remains of our children.
Have you seen the vehicle at all? It has been on our TV screens this afternoon since it was retrieved from the Hennops River. Have you seen it, and what are your impressions?
We haven't seen the vehicle, but on watching on TV, we saw that the bag that was retrieved is one of Bopelo, that is Constable Senoche. We even saw the book that the police were showing to us, that it really belonged to our son. We could identify by the face cloth that was in the cabin, and there's some keys to his room. So we are confident, and we are sure now that it is indeed the car.
You've now just come out of a meeting with the 2 other families, the Senoche as well as the Base family, to discuss the funeral arrangements. Can you just share some of the discussions that you've had?
We're still busy with discussions, but preliminary we can say the funeral will be on Friday as agreed by both families. The remains of our kids will be fetched on Monday, this coming Monday, and so far that's all that we have come to agree upon.
Okay. And also tomorrow you have a meeting with the Premier as well as the Provincial Commissioner of the Police. Can you just talk to us about what are some of the discussions that you're going to have with them?
The Premier's office has made some promises to help us with other arrangements, things like transport, etc. But everything will be discussed there, and we're happy that they have at least stretched out their hand to say they are willing to help on this one. We really appreciate what they are doing.
Thank you so much for your time. That is Sipho Linda, the uncle to Constable Cebekulu Linda, who was one of the constables whose bodies were retrieved from the Hennops River on Tuesday this week. Unati, you can hear from what he's saying that there is truly a sense of relief now that the vehicle has been found, and the fact that it has been confirmed by the police that it is indeed the vehicle that the three constables were traveling in. You can hear that, even some of the items that were found from the vehicle itself are items that they're able to identify as belonging to Sipho Linda, who was a 24-year-old police officer based in Limpopo. And as you've also heard, there's a meeting that the family is going to have with the Premier and the Provincial Police Commissioner tomorrow morning, just to finalize those funeral arrangements. That is now, as he says, preliminary, set for next week Friday, and the remains will be collected from Pretoria on Monday. Unati?
Hello, thank you so much for that. Of course, Kamogelo Sikwi speaking there to the family of one of the deceased. Of course, that was the uncle of Sipho Linda, who was in the vehicle with the constables Kiamogetswe Bais and Boipelo Senoge. Of course, earlier on, the investigators recovered those personal items from the wreckage, including that white handbag, a charger, a black wallet, multiple sets of keys, and the car's service handbook. And the family, of course, saying there that they are considering laying the three constables to rest perhaps next week, Friday. We'll continue to, of course, give you more updates as and when we have them.